Today we are going to start with the first experiment of BSc final year students. And the name of the experiment, the aim of the experiment is to study the static and dynamic characteristics of a PN junction diode. So first of all, we are going to see how do we study the static characteristics, that is the VI characteristics of a PN junction diode. So this is the experimental setup that we are going to use. Here you can see that there are two knobs. These two knobs are to change the voltage across the diode. So whenever the diode is forward biased, when you forward bias a PN junction diode, in that case you are going to use this knob. As you can see that under this knob it is written as forward bias. So whenever you are going to change the voltage across the diode, when the diode is forward biased, in that case you have to use this knob, and this is the potentiometer. So the working of the potentiometer, you can either do it from your practical book or from the internet you can see. So what is the working of a potentiometer? It is used to vary the voltage across any device. So this is the knob that we are going to use to change the voltage across the diode when the diode is forward biased. And the another knob over here, this knob is used to change the voltage across the diode when it is reverse biased. So when the diode is reverse biased, we are going to rotate this knob, and when the diode is forward biased, we are going to rotate this knob and change the voltage across the PN junction diode. So here you can see that under this knob it is written as 0 to 1.5 volts, and under this knob it is written 0 to 90 volts. Now if you look at the scale of this voltmeter, so here we are provided with two devices, two instruments. One is the voltmeter and another is the ammeter. So the working of the ammeter is to measure the current, and the working of a voltmeter is to measure the voltage across the device across which this voltmeter is attached. In this case, this voltmeter is attached across the PN junction diode. So this voltmeter will measure the voltage across the PN junction diode. So here you can see that in this voltmeter we are provided with two scales. The one scale, the one which is given at the top, it varies from 0 to 1.5. So here it is 0, then it is 0.25, then it is 0.5, then 0.75, then 1, then 1.25, and at last we have 1.5. So the scale at the top varies from 0 to 1.5 volts, and this scale is used to observe the voltage across the PN junction diode when it is forward biased. As you can see that under this knob it is written 0 to 1.5 volts. So whenever the diode is forward biased, you have to use this knob to vary the voltage, as well as you have to see the scale which is at the top. So the scale which is given at the bottom, so the scale which varies from 0 to 90 volts, you can see the scale given at the bottom, it varies the voltage from 0 to 90 volts. So this scale you have to see when the diode is reverse biased. As you can see that under this knob it is written 0 to 90 volts. So whenever the diode is reverse biased, then you have to look at the scale which varies from 0 to 90. Now this voltmeter measures the voltage in volts. So it is written capital V at the center of the voltmeter. It means that it measures the voltage in volts. And you can see that there is a straight line which is drawn under the alphabet capital V. So under this alphabet, as you can see, there is a straight line, and this tells us that this voltmeter measures the DC voltage. So it measures a DC voltage. So you can see some voltmeters which are in the laboratory that have a wave drawn. So here is a straight line, but there are voltmeters which have a wave drawn. A sinusoidal wave is drawn under the alphabet capital V, and that represents that those voltmeters measure the AC voltage. Now on the other side we have the ammeter. So this is used to measure the current through the diode. Now you can see that this ammeter shows us reading in microampere as well as in milliamperes. So the scale which is given at the top from 0 to 200, this scale is in microampere. The scale from 0 to 200 is in microampere, and the scale given at the bottom from 0 to 25, it is in milliamperes. Now the scale given at the top, that is the scale in microamperes, is used when the diode is reverse biased. So we have to look at the scale given at the top when the diode is reverse biased. As you can see, it is written that when it is reverse biased, we have microampere current. So the current is in microamperes. Then if the diode is forward biased, then you have to look at the scale from 0 to 25, the scale which is given at the bottom. So you can see that when the diode is forward biased, the current is given in milliamperes. Therefore, we have to look at the scale from 0 to 25, because 0 to 25 is the scale which is in milliamperes and the scale given at the top is in microamperes. So when the diode is forward biased, first of all, when the diode is forward biased, you have to use this knob as it is written forward bias. In case of voltmeter, you have to look at the scale which is given at the top from 0 to 1.5, from 0 to 1.5 volt. And in case of ammeter, you have to look at the reading from the scale 0 to 25, the scale which is given at the bottom, because it is in milliampere. Because when the PN junction diode is forward biased, the current is in milliamperes. And the reverse case is when the diode is reverse biased. So when it is reverse biased, then you have to rotate this knob. And in case of voltmeter, you have to look at the reading from 0 to 90. That is the scale given at the bottom. And in the case of ammeter, you have to look at the scale from 0 to 200 because it is in microamperes. So first of all, we are going to see the circuit diagram when the PN junction diode is forward biased. So the simple circuit diagram of a PN junction diode when it is forward biased. So let's say this is the PN junction diode. So we have to connect the PN junction diode in forward bias condition. So the P type of the PN junction diode is connected to positive of the battery and N type of the PN junction diode is connected to negative of the battery. So the P type of the PN junction diode is connected to positive terminal of the battery and the negative of the battery is connected to N type of the battery, N type of the PN junction diode. And in between we have attached an ammeter and it measures the current in milliampere. So whenever the diode, a PN junction diode, is forward biased, the current that we get is in milliamperes. And the voltmeter is attached across the diode. So we will have a voltmeter attached across the diode. Now this is the positive of the battery, therefore this terminal will also be positive of the voltmeter, this one will be negative, and if this is positive of the battery, then this terminal of the ammeter will be positive and other will be negative. One more thing in this apparatus that you have to see is that we have two switches. Now the working of these switches depends upon the biasing that you have done of the PN junction diode. So when the diode is forward biased, then these switches must be pointing towards the forward bias. So this switch must point towards forward bias and the another switch also must point towards forward bias. And when the PN junction diode is reverse biased, in that condition these switches must be pointing towards reverse bias. Similarly, the other switch must be pointing in the reverse bias, towards the reverse bias. So the circuit diagram of a PN junction diode when it is forward biased is given over here. So this is the battery. Now we supply the voltage to the PN junction diode through a battery, and this particular circuit, this whole circuit is a potentiometer. So this whole circuit is a potentiometer and this is used to vary the voltage, across the PN junction diode. Now positive of the battery, you can see it is connected to P type of the diode and N type of the diode is connected to negative of the battery. So this PN junction diode is forward biased, and in the series we have ammeter and it measures the current in milliamperes. So this is a milliammeter. This terminal will be positive and this one will be negative. As positive of the battery is connected to this terminal, so this will be positive and this one will be negative. Now what do we do is, first of all, when we are measuring the readings in a PN junction diode, we increase the voltage we increase the voltage and we observe the corresponding current through the diode. So the voltmeter which is attached, it is attached across the PN junction diode in this manner. The voltmeter which we have attached over here, this is connected across the PN junction diode. So whenever you are changing the voltage, the reading in the voltmeter will change. So the reading in the voltmeter will change and corresponding current through the diode will also change. So the procedure is that you increase the voltage and correspondingly you check the current which is flowing in the PN junction diode or in the circuit. And first of all, we have to measure the least count. We have to calculate the least count of voltmeter and ammeter which is given to us. So in this case, this voltmeter, the least count of this voltmeter has to be measured. Now keep in mind that the PN junction diode is forward biased, means we have to look at the scale from 0 to 1.5, the scale which is given at the top. So we have to look at the scale from 0 to 1.5 volts. And you can see that for 10 divisions, the voltmeter gives us a reading of 0.25 volts. So 10 divisions of this voltmeter corresponds to 0.25 volts. So what will be the reading corresponding to 1 division? That will be equal to 0.025 volts. So least count of this voltmeter, when the PN junction diode is forward biased, the least count of the voltmeter is 0.025 volts. And similarly, you can find out the least count of the ammeter. So in this case, we have to look at the scale which is given at the bottom from 0 to 25. So you can see that this ammeter gives us 5 milliampere. It gives us 5 milliampere for 10 divisions. So 10 divisions of this ammeter corresponds to 5 milliampere. Then what will be the value corresponding to 1 division? That will be 0.5 milliamperes. So least count of this ammeter is 0.5 milliamperes. So first of all, you have to find out the least count and then you have to start taking the readings. So you take at least 5 or 6 readings have to be taken in every experiment. On this side, in this column, we have the voltage across the diode. So the procedure is that we change the voltage across the diode and we measure the corresponding current. So voltage across the diode is measured in volts. So you have to write the units in the first row. So here the voltage is in volts and the current through the diode is measured in milliamperes when the diode is forward biased. So first of all, we have to make a circuit. So in this circuit, you can see that in this simple circuit, that positive of the battery is connected to P type and N type is connected to negative of the battery. So the similar thing we have to do here also. The positive of the battery, you can see that here is the battery, this is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. Here we have the ammeter which is connected in series. So it is connected in series. So this is the positive terminal of the battery. This one is the positive terminal because it is coming from the positive terminal of the battery. So positive terminal of the battery must be connected to P type. So positive terminal of the battery must be connected to P type. Let's say we take this diode. So you can also take the silicon diode, but we are taking germanium diode for time being. So you can also perform the same experiment with the silicon diode. So positive of the battery is connected to P type. So positive of the battery, this connection must be done with the P type. So this is the P type. So we have to connect the positive of the battery with P type. So all the diodes like diode, battery, ammeter and voltmeter, these are all connected inside this box. So you do not have to connect them separately. So they are already connected. As you can see, the voltmeter is connected across ammeter and battery, and the PN junction diode is present over here inside the box. So you just have to make the connections which are not done inside the box. So this connection from positive to P type is not done. So you connect the positive of the battery to the P type of the diode and the negative of the battery is connected to N type. So negative of the battery, this connection has to be made with N type. So the connections which are shown by solid black line, so these are already done inside the box. So the connections which are shown by this solid black line, these are already done. So you have to do the connections which are not done inside the box. So positive of the battery is connected to P type and negative of the battery is connected to N type. So this is the circuit that you have to make on this circuit box. So first of all, before making any connection, as you can see that power is switched off. So the power must be switched off before taking any reading or before making any connection. And since the PN junction diode is forward biased, so these two switches must be pointing in the upward direction. So you have to push them in the upward direction. Now after making the connections, make sure that these knobs are at 0. So these knobs are at minimum. So you can rotate these knobs in this direction, you can change the voltage, you can increase the voltage in this direction. But before the experiment, make sure that these knobs are at 0, they are at their minimum. So then you will switch on the power. So when you will switch on the power, first of all you have to study the forward bias characteristics. So for that you have to use this knob. This voltage knob must be used. So this voltage knob varies the voltage from 0 to 1.5. So you have to take the reading from the scale which is given at the top from 0 to 1.5. So when you will rotate this knob, you can see that the needle has started moving. So as you are rotating the knob, you can see that the needle has started moving and also you are getting some current in the diode. So you can clearly see as you are increasing the voltage, the current through the diode is also increasing. So you have to take readings in this manner. So let's say when the voltage is 0. When the voltage is 0, at that time what is the current? The current is 0. So when the voltage is 0 volts, the current is 0 milliampere. After that, if you increase the voltage, let's say by 5 divisions you have increased. Now you already know what is the value corresponding to 1 division, and that is 0.025. So 1 division corresponds to 0.025 volts. Then what is the value corresponding to 5 divisions? So that you have to calculate. So what will be the value corresponding to 5 divisions? It will be 5 into 0.025 volts. So that will be the voltage which is given by this particular position of the needle. So that will be 5 into 0.025 volts that you will calculate and you will write it over here. And you can see that at this voltage also the current which is shown by the ammeter is still 0. After that you increase the voltage by 5 more divisions. That is now the voltage is exactly 0.25. So when the voltage is exactly 0.25, you can see that current is still 0. So the current is still 0. Then you increase the voltage by again 5 more divisions. Then you can see that the current has increased by 4 divisions. The current has increased by 4 more divisions. So you already know the value of the current which is given by 1 division of this ammeter. So 1 division corresponds to 0.5 milliamperes. Then what will be the value corresponding to 4 divisions? So over here you can see that this needle has covered 4 divisions. So 4 divisions will correspond to 4 into 0.5 milliampere. So 4 into 0.5 milliampere will be nothing but 2 milliamperes. So 0.5 milliampere is the value corresponding to 1 division. Then 4 divisions will correspond to 2 milliamperes. So at another voltage that we have seen that you can calculate from here. So what is the voltage? It is 0.25 plus 5 more divisions. So 0.25 volt is the reading which is given by this voltmeter, and above 0.25 you can see that needle has covered 5 more divisions. So what will be the reading of the voltage? It will be 0.25 plus 5 into least count. 5 is the number of divisions which are covered by this needle above 0.25. So 0.25 is already there. So it will be 0.25 volts plus 5 more divisions. The value corresponding to 5 more divisions will be 5 into the least count of voltmeter, which is 0.25. So this will be the reading. So this you will calculate. In the rough work you calculate it and directly write the exact voltage over here. So this calculation you have to do in the rough work. So this formula you have to do. on the side of the paper. So at this value of voltage, you can see that you get 2 milliamperes. Again, you increase the voltage by 5 more divisions. Now you can see that the voltage is 0.5 volts. The voltage is 0.5 volts, and correspondingly you can see that current given by the ammeter is 5 milliamperes. Similarly, you will increase the voltage by 5 more divisions, and you will calculate what is the voltage given by this particular position of the needle. So this you have to write down in the comment section, what is the reading given by this voltmeter. So you can see that 0.5 volt is the reading which is already shown by the voltmeter. 0.5 volt is the reading shown by this voltmeter, and above 0.5, 5 more divisions have been covered. So above 0.5, 5 more divisions have been covered. So you have to write down the voltage, the value of the voltage which is given by this voltmeter. And correspondingly you have to write down the current, the value of the current. So you can see that 5 milliampere is already shown by this ammeter, and above 5 milliampere the needle has covered 7 more divisions. The needle has covered 7 more divisions. Yes, the needle has covered 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 more divisions have been covered above 5 milliamperes. So you have to calculate the corresponding value of the current. So you have to write down these two readings in the comment section. So similarly, you find out the various values of current at various values of voltage. So in this manner, you get various readings. You get several readings, and then you plot these readings on a graph paper. So this voltage will be taken along x-axis, since it is an independent quantity. So we are varying the voltage, and correspondingly we are checking the current. So voltage is taken along the x-axis, and on this axis you have to write down voltage across the diode. Also you have to write down the units. So you have to write down this whole phrase. Whole phrase should be written, that is voltage across the diode, and it is in volts. And on the y-axis you will have current through the diode in milliamperes. And then you will draw a graph, and the graph will look something like this. So when you will plot this graph, these readings will be plotted on a graph paper. You will get a graph which looks like this. And there is a particular value of the voltage when the current increases. When the current shoots up, that is, the current increases by a large amount, and that is called as the knee voltage. So value of the voltage when current increases by a large amount, when the diode is forward biased, it is called as knee voltage. So this is the procedure and the readings that you have to take when the PN junction diode is forward biased. Now we are going to do when the PN junction diode is reverse biased. So in this case, the circuit diagram will be that we have a battery. This is the battery, and there is a potentiometer over here. Now one side of this potentiometer will be connected to the ammeter, and then it will be connected to a PN junction diode. So positive of the battery should be connected to N type of the diode when the diode is reverse biased, and P type of the diode must be connected to negative of the battery. So this is the potentiometer. So P type of the diode is connected to negative of the battery, and this ammeter which I have shown, this gives us the current in microamperes, and the voltmeter is attached across this diode. So what will be the reading? What will be the connection that we have to make? So first of all, you have to switch off the power, and you have to rotate these knobs to their minimum value, and then you have to remove the connections. So now we are making the connections when the diode is reverse biased. So positive of the battery, this positive of the battery must be connected to N type. Positive of the battery must be connected to N type, and negative of the battery should be connected to P type. So this is the negative of the battery, and I am connecting it with P type of the diode. So here I have made the connections of a PN junction diode when it is reverse biased. So the procedure will be the same. First of all, you will point these switches towards reverse biased. So you have to point them towards reverse bias, and then you have to switch on the power, and in this case you have to use this second knob. You have to vary the voltage using this second knob. So as you are increasing the voltage, you will get current. So as you can see that you are getting some current when you are increasing the voltage. Now in this case, when you are increasing the voltage, the reading that you have to take is from the scale which is given at the downside. So from 0 to 90 volts. So you have to take the readings from the scale which is given below. And in the case of ammeter, you have to take the readings from the scale which is given at the top, means from 0 to 200. So first of all, when the voltage is 0, the current through the diode is 0. Now voltage is measured in volts, and the current through the diode is measured in microamperes when the diode is reverse biased. Now least count of voltmeter. Least count of voltmeter you have to calculate. As you can see that for 10 divisions, this voltmeter will give me reading of 15 volts. So you have to see the scale which is given at the downside. So from 0 to 15 you can see there are 10 divisions. So when the diode is reverse biased, the voltmeter for 10 divisions, it gives us a reading of 15 volts. Then what is the reading of voltage for 1 division? It will be equal to 1.5 volts. So least count of the voltmeter when the diode is reverse biased is 1.5 volts, and similarly you have to find out the least count of the ammeter. So you have to write down in the comment section that what is the least count of the ammeter in this case. So in this case you can see that from 0 to 40 there are 10 divisions. So for 10 divisions the current is 40 microamperes. Then you have to find out the least count of the ammeter. So you have to write down the least count of the ammeter in the comment section. So now you are going to increase the voltage across the diode. So when the voltage is 0, the current through the diode is 0. As you are increasing the voltage, as you can see that when I have increased the voltage to 15 volts, the current through the diode is still 0. The current through the diode is still 0, and when I am increasing the voltage further, I am getting a little bit amount of current. A small amount of current is obtained, and you can see that it has covered 1 division. So the division is in between first and second. The needle is exactly between first and the second division. So in that case, you have to take the previous reading. So whenever the needle points in between 2 divisions, in that case you have to take the previous reading. So you do not have to take the average, but you have to take the previous reading. When the needle is exactly pointing on a division, then you will take the exact reading. But when the needle is pointing in between the 2 given divisions, then you have to take the previous reading only, and you do not have to take the average, or you do not have to take the reading which is just above. So you just have to take the reading which is just before the needle. So as you can see that when we have increased the voltage, now the voltage is in between 15 and 30 volts. It is exactly in between 15 and 30 volts. So at this voltage, the needle has covered 1 division. Exactly it has covered 1 division. So you will measure the value of current corresponding to the voltage. Again, you will increase the voltage. Let's say now you have increased the voltage to 30 volts. So you do not have to write this SI unit over here. The unit should not be written as we have written it at the top. So you just have to write numbers over here. Now when the voltage is 30 volts, correspondingly you can see that needle has covered 3 divisions. So you have to calculate the current corresponding to 3 divisions. Further, you will increase the voltage in this manner, and you will measure the current. Now the current corresponds to 4 divisions. When the voltage is in between 30 and 45. In between 30 and 45, the current corresponds to 4 divisions. Again, when you will increase the voltage further, the current has increased to 5 divisions. So it has covered 5 divisions. Again, when the voltage is increased by 5 more divisions, the current has increased to 6 divisions. Now the needle is covering exactly 6 divisions. Further, if you increase the voltage, now the voltage is 60. the divisions which are covered are equal to 7. Again, when you will increase the voltage, so you will see that current increases dramatically. So here comes the breakdown region that you study when the PN junction diode is reverse biased. So as I have increased the voltage by little bit amount, by a small amount I have increased the voltage, the current has increased abruptly. So you can calculate the value of current corresponding to this voltage. Now further, if I will increase the voltage by a very small amount, the needle has reached its maximum and it has gone out of scale. So you can take 2 to 3 readings over here. So when the voltage is 60, then the needle has covered 7 divisions. When you have increased the voltage by 1 division or by 2 divisions, the needle has covered 5 divisions above 40 microamperes. Above 40 microamperes, the needle has covered 5 more divisions. So you can calculate the value of current from here. Then you are increasing the voltage by a 1 division. Then you can see that the current which is shown by this needle is 8 more divisions above 120 microamperes. So 120 plus 8 divisions. So 120 plus the current corresponding to 8 divisions, that will give you the current which is given by this position of the needle. So now I am increasing the voltage further by a 1 division and it has gone out of scale. So when you will draw the graph of VI characteristics when you will study of the diode when it is reverse biased, so the voltage and current, they are taken on the negative axis. So voltage across the diode, here you have to write down voltage across the diode and it is in volts, and on the negative y-axis you will have current through the diode. So you have to write down current through the diode and it is in microamperes. Now when you will draw the graph will look like this. So after some point, after certain voltage, as you can see in this case, after 60 voltage, the current increased abruptly. And this is called as the breakdown voltage. This voltage is called as breakdown voltage. So in this manner you study the VI characteristics of a PN junction diode when it is forward biased and when it is reverse biased. And in the next lecture we will discuss about the dynamic characteristics of a PN junction diode.